It's funny, sometimes the most powerful innovations don't come from some massive billion-dollar research lab. Nope, sometimes they start with a simple, everyday observation. Today, we're going to dive into the blueprint for Spectra, an app that was born when a student saw a problem right there at home and just decided, hey, I can build something to fix that.
And it all kicks off right here, with this one moment, a father just trying to find his glasses so he can read something on his phone. Think about that. This isn't about market research or finding some new demographic to target. It's about helping someone you love. And that personal drive, well, that's what makes this whole project so interesting.
Okay, so let's zoom out of it. We've got this one personal moment, right? A father's struggle. But it turns out this isn't just one person's problem. It's actually a daily reality for a huge chunk of the world's population.
I mean, just look at that number, nearly a fifth of everyone on the planet. We're talking billions of people. And for this massive group, our super-connected digital world, which is supposed to be for everyone, can actually feel like it's putting up this invisible, frustrating little wall.
It's that small, daily annoyance, The constant scramble to find your glasses, the eye strain you get from squinting at a screen. It's just not practical when you're trying to get things done. It seems like a tiny problem, but when it happens over and over every single day, it adds up to a real frustration.
Now you're probably thinking, wait a minute, don't our phones already have tools for this? And yeah, you're not wrong, they do. But as the students behind Spectra quickly found out, the options we have right now, they just don't really cut it. Let's take a look at why. So when the students looked at what's out there, a pretty clear pattern popped up. The phone's built-in settings app, it's kind of a blunt instrument. It's one size fits all, no real personalization. Then you've got the magnifying glass tool, which is just clunky. You have to open it up manually, and it blocks out everything else on your screen. And Google Lens, it's powerful for sure, but it's just not efficient. Who wants to take a screenshot every single time they need to read something?
So what's the bottom line here? All of these tools are just workarounds. They're band-aids, not a real lasting solution. They treat the issue like it's a temporary inconvenience, not what it actually is, a fundamental need for better accessibility. They're missing that seamless, truly personal touch that people actually need.
And that is exactly the gap that these students are trying to fill. Which brings us to their solution, an app they're calling Spectra.
The idea here is crystal clear. It's not just about making the text bigger. It's about making it right for you. By letting you tailor both the font size and the style based on your unique eyesight, Spectra wants to make reading on your phone actually comfortable and personal.
And getting it set up, they wanted to make that incredibly easy. First, you give it permission to do its thing. Then, you can pop in your prescription to get a smart recommendation for font size, or you can just play around with the options till you find what feels right. Pick a font style you like, and boom. That's it. Your phone's text is now customized everywhere. Simple.
But honestly, this next part, this is the real game changer, and it shows you how much they were thinking about the user. Forget digging through settings menus. Spectra puts this small, see-through bar on the edge of your screen. A quick swipe, and you've got instant access to all the controls. It's such an elegant and incredibly practical design. And they didn't just stop at text, which is really smart. Sharing your phone with someone? No problem. The multi-user accounts let you switch profiles in a snap. Need to quickly show your screen to a friend? One tap, and you're back to the default settings. And this video helper thing, that's a really fascinating idea. It tries to adjust the blur on videos to match your prescription. It just shows they're thinking about the whole experience.
So the idea is solid, right? But a great idea is just an idea until you actually build it. So let's look at the blueprint and see how this student team plans to bring Spectra to life.
Behind every great project are the people making it happen. And here we have a small, super focused team where everyone has their role. Charville is on the code, Harshit is handling the video side, Varanch is doing the research, and Ashfat is on writing. It's a perfect little example of student collaboration.
Their choice of technology is also pretty clever. They're using something called Flutter. Now, what that basically means is it's a toolkit that lets them write the code just one time, and the app will work perfectly on both iPhones and Android phones.
And this really shows you why they picked it. For a small team, the biggest advantage is speed. You write the code once, it runs everywhere. Plus, there's this feature called Hot Reload, which lets them see their changes almost instantly. That makes building and testing way faster. Now, there is a little trade-off. The final app might be a tad bigger, but for the speed they gain, it's a really smart call. Okay, so we have the idea, we have the team, we have the tech plan. Now for the final piece of the puzzle, actually doing it.
Let's look at their roadmap to take this from a project on paper to a tool that can have a real impact.
And whoa, check out this timeline. It is ambitious, to say the least. Just a week and a half for the initial build, then jumping straight into half a week of testing and revising. This kind of aggressive schedule shows they are seriously driven to get a working version into people's hands as fast as possible.
And they're not just aiming to get a good grade here. They're thinking big. In their proposal, they estimate that their solution could potentially help this many people, 1.5 million. It shows you they're aiming for a real, tangible impact out there in the world.
But they're also smart enough to know they won't get it perfect on the first try. That's why their whole plan is built around getting real feedback. They want to test with at least 30 users, using surveys and interviews to really listen, learn, and then make the app better based on what people actually want and need.
And all of this leaves you with one big, fascinating thought, doesn't it? We usually look to the giant tech companies for the next big thing in accessibility. But the story of Spectra suggests that maybe, just maybe, the most meaningful innovations come from a completely different place, from a student, a personal problem, and the simple drive to build a solution. It's a powerful reminder of where great ideas can truly begin.